Jaguars up. Go ahead, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, add us on Instagram. All of that information will be left in the description box. Now, today's message. This is going to be a real short video unless the Spirit tells me otherwise. But you are never alone. Let that sink in. At no time is any person ever alone. At no time, no person is ever alone. Never. I just received a revelation from the Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. The darkness wanted me to tell you, Jaguars, you don't have to ever feel by yourself because you are never alone. At all times, there is something with you. And that something is the loneliness. That something is God. When you are by yourself, you are thinking. You are always in active mode. Like I told you yesterday, I don't go to sleep. I go to rest. I don't go to sleep. I go to rest. My mind is always, or better yet, my spirit is always receiving messages from the darkness. God. Always. He will never leave you by yourself. When you are by yourself, that's when he speaks the loudest. So don't ever feel lonely. Don't ever doubt yourself. Because if God, see, a lot of times when you by yourself, that's when doubt starts creeping in. That's when the spiritual warfare really takes place. You see, when people are around a lot of people, that's because they're running from their self. Me, I love being by myself because that's when I feel like I'm at my highest. I feel like I'm not even really being me when I'm around a lot of people. I'm still being me, but like I can express myself completely in my lonely hour when I'm by myself. Me and God. The loneliness, the darkness. God has many titles. So that's why I'm giving him so many titles, because one word cannot explain what I'm speaking about. You see? And when you are by yourself, that's when God speaks the loudest. He's talking to you. You get your most divine messages when you are by yourself. When you tune everything else out, the world that's around you. Meditation, it doesn't mean you just, see, a lot of people, they think meditation is sitting like this, closing your eyes, sitting in a lotus position. That's one form of meditation, but that's not the only form of meditation. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is God, and what I'm telling you is just speaking to God is meditation. But I got off track a little bit. I started to say that when you are in your lonely hour, that's when doubt seems like it wants to creep in. But you got to understand something. See, this thing called us versus them, it's a spiritual warfare that takes place 24/7. They don't go to sleep. Spirits don't go to sleep. That's why I say I don't go to sleep. In fact, this world never goes to sleep. But I just want to leave you with a nugget of truth, right? Never doubt who you are. Far as never say to yourself, I feel like I'm not going to achieve this. I feel like I'm not going to achieve that. Don't beat yourself down, okay? Because if God has a plan for you, nothing can stop it. Absolutely nothing. Even if you doubted yourself, it can't stop the plan of God. Nothing can stop it. So don't worry about being a failure, because if it's your plan, it will manifest. Grass, it doesn't try to grow. Clouds, they don't try to rain. It's natural. The sun, it doesn't try to shine. It's natural. Some things in life is just natural. You get what I'm saying? And you got to understand that. Some things are just natural. Like your destiny is natural. Like I don't have to try. I don't have to try to be myself. It's natural. I was born this shade of color. I was born left side of the brain. I don't have to try to be this. It was already in my DNA. So I don't have to try to be the man that I am. You see what I mean? You make life hard for yourself when you start trying to be like them. Trivial humans establishing mayhem. You don't have to try to be a united soul. It's already built inside of you. Like that video I did yesterday about truth is not something that's like in library. It's not always, it's built inside of you. Some things I say, it's already inside of you. And when you hear my voice, it's like, yeah, he said something that I knew that was already buried inside of me. Yeah. See, the reason why you come back to these videos, because we share a commonality. Truth is a family. And when you hear the truth and you hear somebody else speaking the truth, you instantly, whether you knew that person or not, you instantly form a friendship with that person. Have you ever, they like a long lost brother or something. Have you ever had that happen to you? Like you might meet somebody and then you be around this person and they say some real shit. They be dropping wisdom and jewels. And then you just connect with that person because you be like, yo, man, we like brothers or something. You be like, I knew what you saying all this while, but I just felt like it was just me by myself. And because I didn't ever think it was another person who thought the way that I did. Because it was something in you that was in that person. And that was the thing that connected you with them. It was the truth that you felt coming from them. And it shook hands with your spirit man. It's like your spirit man came from out of your body and shook hands with their spirit man. Nobody saw it. It took place in the invisible world. And you and that person, you shook hands and you was like, yeah, we brothers, man. You see? And you see these type of things, like I'm saying now, piggybacking off of what we were speaking about yesterday. Atheism, it can't explain things like this. Feeling a commonality, or feeling a common spirit in somebody, feeling that good energy coming from somebody. You see, atheism and all of them other systems of that takes God out of everything, they can't really understand us. And you know what? That's good. I really don't like them understanding me. Them, those ordinary people, those trivial humans establishing mayhem. I don't want them all up in my business anyway. That's why I keep this information concealed. It's for us, the united souls. We don't cast pearls before swine. You get what I'm saying? When I'm around them, I keep my conversations at a minimal level. Because I already know when I'm speaking to them anyway, it's not real. Like let's say if I go to a McDonald's. I'm not telling you because I'm saying McDonald's because it's a McDonald's across the street from me. Just using that as an example. So let's just say if I go into McDonald's, I already realized that the lady I'm talking to behind the register, she only speaking to me because I'm in there ordering food. It's not like we having a conversation like on the level of what I'm speaking right now. It's just, okay, breezing through, breezing out. It's not like we sitting there and we breaking things down. No, that's how I communicate with them. That's all I be saying on this channel. Like, I'm at the point, like I did that emotions video. Go watch the emotions video I did the day before yesterday. I don't get all caught up in these people's emotions. I don't care. I'm at that point, I don't care, man. Every day I'm getting older. Every day I'm getting wiser. You have to get to that point where you just don't give a fuck. Had to say it. I just don't, man. Because giving a fuck doesn't change what they're gonna do to you. You ever thought about it like that? Like, giving a fuck about what they think about you, it ain't gonna change the way they treat you. It ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change that you still gotta get up and go to work. It's not gonna change that when you walk into a store, they're going to expect you to buy something, or they're gonna say, sir, you have no business in here. So pretending to be something else, it don't benefit you anyway. Think about it. So you may as well be yourself. At the end of the day, you have it built inside of you. You don't have to try. That's the thing. You don't have to try. You are already chosen. You're already chosen. So don't beat yourself down about stuff. Don't be worried about stuff. Oh man, I said this was going to be a short video, but I'm gonna tell y'all something else. See, don't worry about anything. Everything gonna manifest when it's supposed to manifest. Like time itself, man. I'm gonna tell you the funny thing about time. Sometimes we want to rush things. Sometimes we feel like we behind the time in our life that we supposed to. We be saying to ourselves, like, I should have achieved this by this age or this or that. But you got to understand one thing about time. Time, think about this. It's a long one count. What you mean left side of the brain is a long one count? I'll explain it to you. Eternity existed. See, we start time based on occurrence. Like I was speaking about yesterday. We came into this thing at a certain moment when we came into this thing in a certain moment of occurrence, when it was already occurring before we even got here. That's when we say calendars were created and time came about and all of that. But think about it. Don't ever feel rushed about time, because you are a united soul and you are eternal. But this is the thing. Time is a long one count. Think about it. eternity. One, one, one. Now imagine if I didn't have to stop and take a breath. This is deep what I'm telling y'all. You got to catch this. Listen. You know how they count music? The Spirit gave me this. This is deep. You know how they count it in bars? When the breath stops, or like 1, 2 beats, 1, 2 beat, 1, 2. You know how they count it like that? Think about what I'm saying. This is for the deep people. And if you don't get it, you can rewind it back. All we have is eternity before us. Time is just what they did to the long one count. Now I'm going to do it over. I'm going to say the word one. All right, listen. 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, that's what seconds is to God. He's been around, eternity has been around so long, the darkness has been around so long that the 1 second is eternity. It's like a long, the reason why we count 1, 2, 3, because we run out of breath. You get what I'm saying? The long eternal 1 count is not broken up like 1, 2, 3. It's like by the time you count to 5, I'm still saying 1. I'm still on that 1 because I'm not rushed or pressed for time. You are counting time like in seconds because you are measuring your eternity. So you die because you have placed yourself within the numbers, the number system. Now I'm gonna have to title this video something else. I knew this was gonna happen. I do that sometimes, but this is too good for me to stop right now. So what has happened is you have stuffed yourself into the number system. They made you break your time up like that one time, and they made you feel, what's the opposite of eternal? Uneternal? That's not a word. What can I say? Help me out, Jaguars. While I'm thinking, help me out. Uneternal, mortal, or immortal. I'm gonna use that. They made you feel immortal when you are really mortal, because even the time is a form of magic they using on us. They have us counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead of thinking eternal. If you was eternal, and if you really grasp what I'm saying, you wouldn't count like this. You wouldn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would just count like this. 1, 1. And you will keep going and going because your 1 is not preceded by anything else, because you're so vast and eternal that you have no need to say 1, 2, 3. See, each 1, 2, 3, 4, it represents a step, like 1 step, 2 step, a step to a moment when you are deceased. That's why numbers are for immortals. Numbers are not for the gods. Gods have no reason to count. You get what I'm saying? They don't run out of breath. They can take that 1 second and stretch it for all eternity. They can take that 1 second and stretch it for all eternity. And I know this kind of deep. This might be going over some people's heads. Just rewind it back and figure it out what I'm saying yourself. You know, you got to know how to like listen and then dissect information. Let me see who understands what I'm saying by putting it in the comment section. Let me see who really get what I'm saying. Like, what they did to us, they made our minds, and it's all subconscious, man. That's why when you're born into this world, you have no concept of numbers. You have no concept of words. None of that. I think I did I had touched on that before in a video that I did. I was outside. This was like last year sometime. I got a video called astrology. Not the recent one I did, but the one way back like in last year sometime. Go back and check that out. And I had touched on like the number system and everything. But really, it's all a play upon keeping us within their construct of reality. You see what I'm saying? They want to compartmentalize our thinking to format into their construct of reality. So they want us to think like this. They want us to think in seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Counting causes panic. Subconsciously, whenever you hear a countdown, it causes panic inside of you. Subconsciously. You don't even got to think about it. When you hear a clock ticking, if you ever been in a room by yourself and you hear like, and you know them grandfather clocks and you hear that little ticking noise, it makes you think about dying. Be honest. It makes you think about your life. It makes you think about, what am I doing? What's my purpose? Just that tick, tick sound is really hypnotizing. It makes you think about like my time running out. It don't make you think about eternity. It makes you think about, well, it can make you think about eternity. Just it makes you think about the pointlessness of everything. For one, I know it does that with me. Just hearing that clock tick, tick, tick. It makes you think about the pointlessness of everything. You'll just be sitting there hearing the clock and saying to yourself, what does each tick, tick mean? And what it represents is everything really is pointless other than what I'm saying. These truth messages that I bring, everything outside of that is pointless. And that little soft tick, tick sound of the clock, it's a metaphor of those soft voices in your head that you don't pay attention to because you got too much other things going on in your life. And just like when you get by yourself, you can hear your inner thoughts. The only time you can hear that soft tick, tick, tick of the clock is when everything else in your house has shut down. You put your kids to sleep, you cook dinner, and you just all by yourself. And that's when you notice this sound. And what that tick, tick represents, it represents pointlessness. It represents everything I'm speaking about now. It makes you think about time. It makes you think about not being eternal. It makes you think about being a immortal creature. Because only immortal creatures think about time. Think about it. Everything I'm saying makes sense. If you knew for a fact that you was never going to die, you didn't have no worries in the world, you didn't have to rush about anything, you didn't have to get up at a certain time to go to work. If you didn't have to do any of that stuff, you would take your clock and just goodbye, throw it over your balcony at your house. You would have no need for it. Like I always say, just like that scenario I gave you, if you knew that you was eternal, you would have no need for a clock. Like they tell you when you go to work, I got to go in and punch the clock to get ready for work. Really, that is a subliminal message, because really, the people who go to work, they really want to punch the clock because they tired of being there. But they say that without knowing that that is what they are really saying. You really want to punch the clock. It's called a Freudian slip. For you psychology majors, it's called a Freudian slip, when you say something that you're really thinking about subconsciously. Because really, we don't want to be confined to time. So we say, man, I got to go in and punch this clock, man. But you really want to punch the clock literally. You really want to get rid of the time concept altogether. But you understand that you are in a prison at this moment in time. Let me set the definition of a prison. I said it in a previous video, but I'm going to repeat it. Any place or setting that has limitations is a prison. Period. It's a prison. Anywhere that has limitations is a prison. So you don't want to be feeling like you are in a prison, but you know that right now that's what we have to deal with. You see, until our experience here is up. I was going to say sentence, but I'd rather use the word experience. Until our experience is up, that's what we got to deal with. Only thing this channel is about is, you know, this channel is really an outlet from the mundane that we deal with every day. That's all the left side of the brain channel is. This is an outlet from the mundane. Because a lot of people, a lot of y'all, you come to these videos because you need this type of therapy. And I don't blame you. That's why I do the videos. So we helping each other. Don't think I'm just doing this for, and it's not helping me. It's helping both of us at the same time. I need an outlet just like you need the outlet of just kicking back and listening to it. And that's fine. If this is a form of entertainment, that's fine. But it's healthy entertainment. And you learn from it and you benefit from it. This video is going into like 30 minutes right now. Just imagine if you was watching America's Next Idol for 30 minutes. You wasted 30 minutes of foolishness, but now you're looking at a television show, a reality show, and you just received 30 minutes of raw information that you can take and pass on to your kids and live with for the rest of your life. You will never forget the jewels that I dropped in these 30 minutes. If I ask you what you learned from America's Next Idol, what you learned? You didn't learn anything except such and such won tonight. Okay. And that's the normal day for a lot of these people out here. That's it. That's all they get filled with. Multiply 30 minutes time. How many hours in a day? 24 hours in a day. All right, let me see how good I am at math. 30 times what will equal 24 hours? Okay. Get back with me on that. That's your homework assignment. Do it in the comment section. But that's what they do for the entire 24 hours of their day. And remember how I said I don't go to sleep at night? I go to rest. Okay? At least 8 of those hours they go to sleep. They go to sleep mode. And they just shut down like a laptop. And that's it. They just computer devices. That's all these people is, man. So this is another reason why I just do this channel for these, these reasons, man, because this is like letting steam out of the kettle, man. Because I know some of y'all be about to go crazy, and I don't want y'all wilding out on these people. Because I know just because we spiritual, like, we the ones that have all the pressure. We might be, walking the job and smack everybody who look at us wrong. And that's why I take time out to do these videos, because when I used to be on YouTube, I used to try to see people who would say things that I really felt, and I didn't find nobody. And I would be like frustrated because, like, you feel like, yo, ain't nobody else like me. Like, what's up? So, you know, for a lot of you, this is really therapy. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of you, this is really therapy to keep y'all out of jail. Because I know some of y'all crazy. You know what I mean? Because I can get like that sometimes. I can have rage and anger. And sometimes I got to get away from these people and say, that's why I don't like being around a lot of people. Because ignorance is dangerous, man. Being around these type of people, you'll be in. What'll happen is you're going to end up hurting one of these people. So this is why I do these videos, because it's therapy, man. But I'm going to end this video right here. This is Left Side of the Brain. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe button. Add us on Instagram. Donate to the channel. We got all the ways you can do that in the description box. Until we meet again, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out.